I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I did a video on YouTube on the elderly Nigerian male and endangered species. And I got phone calls, comments from different people from the United States of America, from the UK, and from within Nigeria. And I found out that the issues I raised in that video is prevalent amongst Nigerians, Black, or Africans in the diaspora, particularly in the United States and in the UK. And people asked me, how do they get out of such situations where their wives connive with their children, form a political party within the household, and the man becomes a minority leader, and sometimes he loses his fatherly role and significance as a male in the house, and the wife starts to dominate and control affairs. It's also true that some of these females in countries where they pay child support can intentionally get married to a man or start a relationship with the man and subsequently separate from the man so that she can be receiving child support money and will have children for up to 3 different men, and with child support money she can live a comfortable and an independent life. Now, I want to share with you some of the things I've experienced in life. They are not universal principles. I don't recommend them to any person, but this is how I've enjoyed marriage in old age. I'm 64. I've been married for 38 years. I married when I was 26 years. My wife was 24. I've known my wife for 42 years. I told her when she was 19 I would marry her. Now, when I was 26, I married her, she was 24. And we've been having a great time. God has blessed us. We have mature children. We are grandparents, beautiful granddaughter, and a very handsome grandson. But no matter what you see in the exterior, every marriage has challenges. And that includes mine. And I made a vow that I will use my experiences to help somebody that might be passing through such challenges. The first thing is that prevention is better than cure. A lot of the issues people face in marriage, the seeds were sown before marriage or early in marriage. So there might be young people listening to me that will learn from the mistakes that most males make and most females also make. Point number 1, marriage is a willful union between 2 mutually consenting adults of members of the opposite sex for the purposes of pursuing mutually shared ideas and ideals for recreation and for procreation and for contribution to the betterment of humanity. So marriage goes beyond 2 of you. It goes into the realm of ideas, ideals, principles, the purpose you want to achieve, procreation, and then contribution to humanity and service to God, fulfillment of purpose. Once marriage is seen in this perspective, it is much more solid and more sustainable. So you are not just in marriage for the frivolities of sex and food and fashion and all that. When you have mutually shared ideas, ideals, pursuit of purpose, pursuit of functionality in the hand of God, your desires in marriage go beyond yourselves. So why is it that men become dominated by women, or women tend to dominate men later in life in marriage? Number one, most men go for women that they see as a prize, a prize, a trophy. They go for women with exceptional beauty. They go for women that they consider could be advertised as their wives. I see some old men marrying models and stars, and they display them. They display models, stars, film stars, actors, and entertainers and all the celebrities. And the men do not have the looks, the men do not have the appeal, they just have finances. If you do that and you see the woman as a trophy, a time comes when you no longer satisfy her aspirations, and then she will want to live an independent life. And because you have come as a subservient person, when you see men kneel down to propose to women, you've come as a subservient person. You have reversed the role of the male being the head, being the priest of the household, and being, in quotes, like Jesus Christ in the household. You have negated your primary position, and then you start struggling to regain it when you are losing relevance. As you get older, you might not be able to meet her emotional needs in terms of the other room. You might not be able to take her to ecstasy because of diminishing strength while she's just reaching her prime. Number two, she has become financially independent, and she sees that she has rendered service to you by accepting to marry you, and then she can be on her own. By then, you will have settled her children. They don't need you, and she will have settled her family. She does not need you. A lot of African females go into marriages, number one, just to get the appellation Mrs., that they left their parents' home. Number two, they marry some men to fulfill some personal dreams and aspirations in terms of taking care of their needs, solving their family problems, their backgrounds, the problems from their backgrounds. I would have advised men to marry a woman who adores you, who sees you as a fatherly, priestly figure, brotherly figure that will mentor her. And so she looks up to you. She might not have the best of looks. She might not even have the best of brains, but she is trainable. She is trainable. She's not manageable. She is trainable. You can groom her, train her, and then bring her to functionality that will enable you achieve your purpose in life. Such a woman remains loyal to you. Number two, or number whatever, most of the women that go overseas with their husbands, most likely in some cases is the husbands that went first and then subsequently brought them. A lot of them were brought to United States and the UK to maybe studying nursing. And because the man has seen that that is a vocation, a career that is most likely easier to get into and yield income. And when this woman goes to the United States and the UK, she works very hard. After working very hard, maybe the man might not have the capacity to go to Harvard, go to Cambridge, Oxford, Stanford, Princeton, wherever they are. And so he might be doing other jobs, but the woman suddenly finds out that she's earning more than the husband and has contributed a lot to the financial state of the house. The truth of the matter is that women find it difficult to manage authority. They will want to assert their independence. I don't know why that psychological defect is there. I think that it started in the biblical era from Adam and Eve. Eve was in the Garden of Eden with Adam. When God gave instructions to Adam concerning the fruit in the garden, Eve was not there. But Eve unilaterally, with vain ambition, started discussing with the serpent without the permission of the husband, and subsequently had this desire to be like God. And she saw that the fruit was good for food, was good for gaining knowledge. So that spirit that Eve got, you can see it manifest in Sarah. Sarah went contrary to God's specification, pushed Abraham to sleep with Hagar. Then she also unilaterally drove Hagar into the wilderness. And the time came, she unilaterally requested that Ishmael be sent away with his mother into the wilderness. And then if you come to the wife of Lot, Lot's wife was going out of Sodom under the instruction that they should leave and never turn back. She unilaterally turned back, disobeyed God, and turned to a heap of salt. Then her daughters got alcohol, got their fathers drunk, and slept with him out of desperation that they might not have husbands to give them children. Where did they buy the alcohol from? If they bought from the nearby villages, there must be men there who have wives that brew the alcohol, or men who brew the alcohol, and they produce Ammon and Moab. If we go to Jezebel, we can see how they pushed the husband. If we go to Herodias, we can see how she used her daughter to cut off the head of John the Baptist. If we go to Vashti with her husband, we can see how she rebelled against the husband. There are good women in the Bible, but to a large extent, there is this independent spirit in a woman, adventurous spirit in a woman, and attempt to take authority on their own that can be harnessed purposefully, but sometimes can bring problems to the family. Moses' mother started building the ark, hid Moses on her own. Pharaoh's daughter defied the father's instruction and paid for Moses to be breastfed. So we can see a lot of this independent spirit, adventurous spirit, domineering spirit in the Bible. Now, men in the time past have not treated women well. They can marry, leave that woman, marry another woman, throw them away. We had women as slaves that were impregnated by the masters in the manor, and nothing happened. They just left them with their children. And with the advent of good governance in places like United States, United Kingdom, and several European nations, attempts were made, number one, to empower women, give them education. Because when a woman is educated, her children will be better trained, better cared for, have better chances of survival. If a man dies and leaves children with a woman, the likelihood that the children will do well and suffer less pain is higher compared to when a woman dies and leaves children for a man. So societies found out that if we empower women, if we protect women, if we protect their rights, they will be able to cater for children and will have a more stable society. But the African female living relative poverty and deprivation to the UK and to the US do not have the ability to manage this provision. And the fears that their mothers had and the experiences of fathers when their fathers died, they would just throw their mothers away. Relatives will come and carry all their possessions. That inherent fear left Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Ghana, Gambia with them and has not left them. And so the opportunities available in those countries now collided with this inordinate ambition and fears, the biblical inherent fears I illustrated, and the desire, biblical desire, the time from the biblical era, desire to dominate, be independent, take unilateral decisions. This amalgam has now produced what we have in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and in Nigeria. And so, before you marry, make sure some of these things, you know the kind of person you are marrying, that she's not a desperado, that she's somebody who is willing to build a future with you. And you, as a man, must reassure this woman and her children that they have a future. The Bible says, and Sarah called Abraham Lord. If you go to Psalm 20, the Lord is my shepherd. That is, as a man, you are able to provide direction. I shall not want. You meet her needs. He leads me in the paths of righteousness. Be a godly man that can give godly guidance to a woman and her children. Be ahead of her. He leads me beside the still waters. When goats jump through water, they don't have problems. If sheep jumps through water, a fast-flowing stream, because the legs are tiny and the sheep has a lot of wool, if the sheep slips because of the weight and the high center of gravity, the sheep will get soaked because it is the hair of sheep that is used to make wool. So it's like soaking a blanket inside water. The legs of the sheep are not strong enough like that of a goat, so the sheep will drown in the water. That's why it leads me beside still waters. Remove turbulence and disorganization, dysfunctionality from the life of a woman. She most likely will be loyal to you. So he restores my soul. So when a woman knows that when you come, you will meet her fears, answer her questions, she will stay with you. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. If a woman is guaranteed of a future in your household, in the dynasty you are creating, she will not be desperate. So, what did I learn? As I was growing up, when I got to the age of 40, my wife was quite naive. I wrote the application she took to the School of Nursing because I wanted her to work with me in the hospital. She wanted to be a teacher. And so, as we were practicing medicine, we got to the age of 40, she was 38, and I was preparing to come this way. I discovered that she had acquired education, she had become relatively more knowledgeable and more exposed, and there is a level of the degree of contention from her with me increasing. So there's a principle called the Chris Argyris principle. Chris Argyris principle states that for every normal, psychologically mature adult, a time comes when the person's personal interest comes in conflict with organizational goals. So a time comes in marriage with maturity and normality, a woman's intentions and ambitions come in conflict with the marital goals. Marital goals. If you've been buying properties on just your name, Dr. Charles Apoki, Dr. Charles Apoki, the first few properties we bought, Dr. Charles Apoki, Dr. Charles Apoki, she was quite naive. Then when we recently, some years back, maybe when I reached 50 and she was 48, he said, come, by the way, these properties we are buying, whose names are on? Which names do you write? I said, Dr. Charles Apoki. He said, what about me? Now I understood her fears. And for every property we bought subsequently is Dr. Apoki Charles and Mrs. Felicia Apoki, not Dr. and Mrs. Apoki. Any person can be Mrs. Apoki. So I ameliorated her fears. When I was going to Australia in 2015, I told her, go and buy 1 acre of land from the clan you come from, Agbaro. Do that in your name, because I don't trust any person. I don't want a situation where children will come and contend with you for properties if I depart. I've seen it recently. Children contending with their mother. So I told her, buy that 1 acre in your name. By the time I came back, she still wrote my name and her name. I signed and she signed. But I have tried my bit to reassure her, therefore, that her future is guaranteed. I tried to prove one point. I found out that when you make people feel that what they are struggling for, you don't need it, they respect you. Frankly speaking, when I got born again, it entered my spirit, and the desire to please God and to make his kingdom, for him to tell me, thou faithful servant, is uppermost in my mind. My peace of mind and the clarity of my thoughts, because it is my mind that creates whatever, or has created whatever you see around me. I always emphasize to her and my children at a point that if they wake up and say that I am not their father, I didn't marry their mother, and that they want me out of this house, I've always told them that I will gladly pick my certificates, take my international passport, as far as I can reach the house of my senior mentee, Reverend Samson Bojo. In 10 years, I will be richer than who I am. I will raise another family, and I will be better than who I am now. So I don't contend with them. I don't struggle for anything in this household. I don't know how much they make in the big school we have there. I don't know how much they make in the new school. I don't know how much they collect as rent from 6 flats we own. I don't struggle for money with my wife. They know it. I don't need those monies. In fact, it got to that point. I now created a separate entity from the collective that we owned together. And so I run that entity. I make money from that entity. And they even ask me for money, and I give them money. I give them money. Recently, I was to go somewhere, and I was making a phone call with the people I wanted to go and give the lecture to. And I saw my wife writing on paper, no gas, no food, no money. Then I told her, what is this? Is this a protest or a request? She said she wanted to go and put it on top of the dress I will wear so that when I see it, I will know that there is no gas, no food, no money. I said, this is a protest. This is how people carry placards. Basanjo must go, or Goodluck Jonathan must go. No reason. So what is the price implication of this no gas, no money, no this? I slept on the same bed with you. And today is Saturday, and you know I'm always broke. I don't have cash. I'm always broke. And I don't do transfers. There's the way I run my archaic, non-conformist economy. And God helped me. She put a price tag. I had sold gari, sold potatoes, and I had that money, and I gave to her. You see, if not that I had created a semi-autonomous economy, she's signatory to the accounts. There are some accounts I've never signed. In fact, I did a transfer now. I didn't sign the check. She's going to sign because I've not been signing. Let them not return the check. When I traveled to Australia, I bought a ticket of 508,000 and I signed. The bank did not honor it because she's been the one signing. They had to call her to confirm that is it true that she wants that money released. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. My life is more than money. It doesn't bother me. God used me to create that money. I can create another one. It doesn't bother me. There was one day with this recent DNA analysis and people finding that they are not the fathers of the children at home. I tried to conjure the pain of finding out that my 4 children do not belong to me eventually, assuming DNA was done. And it is found out that the 4 children do not belong to me. I did not feel any pain. I did not feel any pain. I've come to a point in my life, even life is not precious to me. That's why I make some broadcasts on radio, I do some things, and people feel that I might be threatened. I don't fear death because I have a place I'm going to. I have a reward waiting for me. The reason I want to stay alive is that it's because of this broadcast I'm doing. It's because of the phone calls you make. It's because of the messages you send of how my life has influenced you. It's because of the fragrance of my life that I've sprayed from this alabaster jar to your life. And then it is the joy and the fun I receive when you thank God because of me. That is the greatest thanksgiving. And that's why I want to stay alive. But I've always told myself, I will not want to be a burden to my wife and my children. I will not want somebody to carry my urine and carry my poo. I want to depart in glory without being a burden to people. So my family knows that what will make a wife contend with the husband doesn't trouble me. Number 2, I killed the appetite for sex in my mind. I weaned myself of my wife's body. Oh, I enjoy my conjugal relationship with her. I wrote the oil of marriage. I know what to do to make a woman happy in the journey to Jerusalem. I know it. I am good in it. I was a very bad boy before I got born again. But I swore on my sexual desire that I will tame it. I will not allow it to be used as a weapon against me. I will not allow it to be used to hold me to ransom. And as you must have heard, I have never ever kissed another woman for 38 years. Neither have I told another woman that I love you. So I found out that when women, those things that men run after, and she knows that I am not status crazy. I was approached to run for governorship for Labour Party, to be sponsored by one of my benefactors. I would have won or done great impact. There was no senatorial candidate for Labour Party in Delta Central. If I contested, it would have been a tough fight between myself and the current senator. Very tough fight. I have the machinery, I have the popularity, I have the integrity. It will have been a very tough fight. But I'm not interested in status. That's why you see, this is Manchester City jersey that somebody bought for me. You notice that my things are not sophisticated. I enjoy my simplicity and my abnormality and my eccentricity and the desire to be left alone. I like my lonely life. I like to be left alone. All the financial institutions where we have resources, it's my wife they know, they don't know me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't really bother me. So when people see that you are independent of the things they struggle for, they fear you and they respect you. For me to be coming to the school, my wife had to furnish an office. There's an office there. She built a house in the other school. Some of you have seen it, with solar energy, big televisions and everything. Beautiful house. In fact, when I agreed to go and stay there, she brought a solar-powered freezer to that place to make me comfortable. Fine. I stayed there for some time and I came back here. When I did that marital social distancing, I've also not entangled myself. I do what is called married but single. Married but single, let me get this. Let me even give you another illustration. Let me give you two illustrations. This is a pen. It has a cover and it has the body and has a tube inside with the ink. Two things you will notice. These two form one pen, but it has two units. There is this point of contact, minimal point of contact for functionality, but they do not dissolve into each other. This book this is one book. It has the cover, then it has the inside. The cover is what you see, then the inside. Let this book represent the inside. Let me represent the cover, the title. One good thing God did in patrilineal systems is that your wife answers your name, your children answer your name. So if they go with their mother, they will still answer my name. If my wife takes everything we own, she's still Mrs. Apoki, and my children are still Apoki. So what am I fretting over? So I am the cover of this book because I am only one leaf. And the irony and the tragedy of life is that I am the only person whose mother is different amongst them. I'm the only person whose mother is different apart from my wife's mother. The children, that is their mother. And it is the 99.99% chances that they are the children of that woman, because I delivered her. I delivered her of those children. I took the deliveries. But the certainty that they are my biological offspring is questionable until proven by DNA. I'm a stupid man, I'm a crazy man. But you see, this book cover is me. I provide the identity. But the thing is that I cannot be inside this book. I have to find an area of responsibility, which is this area of minimal contact. So, that is I provide responsibility in the areas of minimal contact. I don't need to wear the same clothes with my wife. We're not school children. She wears her type, I wear my type. I don't need to run around and open car door. No, she has her hands. Let her open her door. I open my own. There was a time we were traveling to go and preach together, and I found out that most times we will quarrel. Simple, stupid things that will cause quarrel. Or put on the AC, put on the AC. When they reach the period of going into menopause, the climacteric, put on the AC. And women, their temperature regulatory system is quite different from that of a male. Even before climacteric. Put on the AC in the hotel room, I put on the AC. Oh, go and off it, it is too cold, it is too cold. I'll go and off. So after some time, okay, she wants to watch African Magic. Me, I want to watch CNN. Change the channel. Boy, instead of relaxing in the hotel, you will find out that it is conflict of interest. So, I do my travels. Oh, you like school, you stay. When I wanted to be doing missionary work, my wife does not like travel. She will not like to fly. So, me, I like to fly. I don't like straight journeys. I would like to stop in Entebbe on my way to Joburg so that I can fly over the Lake Victoria. I would like to stop in Addis Ababa so that I can eat injera and whatever. So, we have these differences. And what I did, married but single, have these areas of functionality. Romance should not turn to prison. The wedding ring should not turn to handcuff. She likes to go to ceremonies and parties in this town. Me, I don't like. I'm a recluse. When we go out, she will eat, drink something. Me, I don't eat, I don't drink anything in public. Me, I can communicate. I went to speak in a governor's house, and for a TV program that was being recorded, and the wife said, "Who is this man? Let him come again." They recorded me with her, and then, oh, his wife must be very good. He talks so well about the wife. Go and bring the wife, let her come and let's do the recording with her too. They came and called my wife. My wife said that it is Dr. Apoki Charles that is called to speak. I am called to make money and build the family. So tell the governor's wife, sorry, I am not coming. And she didn't go. Oh, that could cause problems with some men of God. You must be on the billboard, the poster with your wife. No, I've not done any poster, any flyer, any banner with my wife's picture. Somebody called me, we were doing a program in church. They said I should sit here. Then they went to hide my wife somewhere. They asked me, what is the size of your wife's shoe? I said, I don't know. I'm sure she doesn't even know. What I know is that she doesn't like high shoes. What is her favorite color? I said, me, I don't know. I'll be memorizing wife's favorite color. I don't know. What's her best food? I said, she cooks and I eat. I don't know. What's the birthday of your last child? What did you say, birthday? Do I give birth? She gave birth. She knows I don't trouble myself. And she has known that. So she will find areas of functionality, commonality, harmony. Whatever will cause conflict with her, I stay away. And I have peace of mind. I'm enjoying my life. I am enjoying my life. If I close my eyes in death, all these things are gone. Some of them will expire within 10, 20 years. What will inspire is these videos that I'm doing. I'm getting close to about 700 and something videos. They will be there. That is part of eternal life. That's what stimulates me. So when you start struggling cars, you struggle building, you struggle this, you struggle for food, for sex, for respect. No, I don't care who respects me or who does not respect me. No, I don't really care. I don't care. I don't care. I know my worth. I respect myself. I value myself. So if my wife does not respect me, and she knows that Oh, she sees her mates around me now, women around me. They want to take selfie with me when I go out with them. One day we went to look at my son's property, and a pastor's wife just saw me. The pastor introduced, that's Dr. Apoki. Oh, bring my phone. I'm so privileged to meet Dr. Apoki. So privileged. Bring my phone. Let's do a selfie. And we did selfie. I'll take us picture. With my wife was standing there. I slept with her on the same bed. She doesn't do selfie with me. So does it bother me? No. I am myself. Love your neighbor as yourself. I am my first lover, my first admirer, my greatest fan. How many of my children, apart from the one who is the administrator of this channel, how many of my children have? I don't think any of my children has ever shared my post. I don't think so. Does it bother me? No. I'm living my life. I can't live their lives. I can't determine their values. If they don't value me, that's my business. That's their business. I don't care. Imagine somebody like Tunde Ednot shared my post and somebody saw it, invited me, they paid for my ticket to go and speak to top class people because of a post I made. My daughter didn't share it. My sons, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, apart from the one who produces my books. I don't know how many of my books my children have read. Am I a bad father? No. I'm a good man. I know myself. I value myself. So that's it. If my wife disrespects me, do I feel bad? Absolutely no. Why? 1 year, God told me, why do you bother answering your wife all the time and exchanging words? Do I exchange words with you? Do I even answer you all the time? Select what will make you angry. Select what to respond to. But listen, I am a very responsible husband, very responsible father. My wife once said that your father, told one of my, posted on the family WhatsApp group, your father is like an eagle. He will fly to any extent to rescue his children if they're in distress. He will fly to any extent to bring food, to bring meat to the nest. Responsibility. I'm a responsible man. Do I want reciprocity? Yes. Do I get it always? No. If I don't get it, what do I do? Bust that person. I once blocked one of my sons on Facebook. Blocked him. I blocked him. Me. I blocked him. So they know me. What people struggle over, I don't. Now listen. If I give you an instruction, if I give you a direction, if you fail to follow it, if you have any consequences, I will not respond. I will not respond. I will behave like my mother. Children in those days, my mother's grandchildren, when they see this hurricane lamp with a globe, glass screen, this what? They want to touch it. We will be struggling to prevent them from touching it. My mother will say, leave them. When they touch it once, they won't touch it again. The children will touch it, it will burn their hand. Ah! Then bring the lamp close to them, they will remove their hands. That's the way I relate with my children. You want to be good, be good. I've lived my life. How many of Einstein's children do you know? How many of Longfellow's children do you know? Mahatma Gandhi's son decided to be wayward. That's his business. Once you don't start struggling over the children with their mother, struggling over the children with her, and you live your life, you will find out that they respect you. They respect you. One of the days I was in the school, and policemen accompanied me to the school. My wife was shocked. So when I saw policemen, I was wondering, what have we done wrong again? I was family doctor to that multi-millionaire, somebody in the oil and gas sector. I grew up with him. When I was going to Australia, he gave me $3,500. I am my first fan. They sent one mighty SUV with police escort and driver to come and carry me. One of my drivers said, Dr. Apoki, international personality. My wife was there. When I dress, she might not comment. But the teacher said, ah, big uncle, you are looking hot. Daddy, you are looking take away. Waiting concern me, take me to where? But she's hearing. Maybe she's a reserved person. That is her business. She might not appreciate what I'm doing, or she might appreciate, she might not say. That is her business. I am living this life. There are 8 bedrooms and 10 toilets here. There's another building there. I sleep on only one small bed with mosquito net. Some of you have seen it. Like a poor man, I sleep there. If you know how much they paid me to talk for 30 minutes, and you see the applause, you see the women that took pictures with me, multi-millionaires, who does not respect me in my house? I spoke to Pirates Confraternity during their Barracuda feast at Warri. You know, church people are very naive and nervous. Oh, you want to go and talk to pirates? Want to talk to pirates? I said, what is in Pirates Confraternity? If Ogboni people invite me, I will go and speak to them. If Ekanka invite me, I will speak. If Illuminati invite me, I will speak. Somebody asked me, whether am I Illuminati? I say, I am more illuminated than Illuminati. Somebody asked me, whether are you a mystic? I say, I'm a mystic. I'm here with you on earth, but I'm seated with Christ in heavenly places. He that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. Somebody asked me recently, did you school only in Nigeria? I said, I schooled only in Nigeria. I went to Government College Wheeler. I went to FGC Warri. I went to University of Ibadan. Somebody posted on YouTube, I want to read all the books you have read based on the kind of knowledge you emit. I receive messages from the remotest islands of the world, North Mariana Island. I had to go and Google it. So if one of my children or any person disrespects me, in fact, they don't know me in this street. Most people don't know me in this street where I live, this close where I live. They don't know where I go to, what I do. They don't. When they call my wife from the radio station, where they call my wife after I finish speaking, every Wednesday, a potential audience of 11 million people listen to me. Every Tuesday, a potential audience of 11 million people. She wanted a certain form of messages. I determined, I am the one called of God. I determined the messages I wanted to preach on radio or give on radio. And she's seeing the result. Produce results. Just produce results. Produce results. Produce results as a father. Produce results as a man. Develop yourself. Don't let romance reduce performance. I wish somebody can write that song. Don't let romance reduce performance. I am not romantic. I'm responsible. I produce results. Somebody, that thing, they asked me when they hit my wife somewhere, when did you kiss your wife last? I say it has stayed, it has stayed. I don't do saliva transfusion. It has stayed. I spoke to the Pirates Confraternity, as I was saying, and one of them, during their Barracuda feast, one of them came to meet my daughter. You don't know the kind of father you have. You don't know the kind of father you have. If any person messes up around him, some of us are ready to mess up that kind of person. And she came to tell me. She was talking in New Benin Market in Benin. Somebody said, are you Dr. Apoki's daughter? She said, yes. My son was going to Europe. And he brought out his passport. And somebody said, you are Dr. Apoki's son? Say yes. Oh, that man. He said, Daddy, somebody knows you in the airport. I said, I'm a big boy, man. I'm a big boy. So I don't struggle over respect. Start introducing myself to my wife. Do you know I'm your husband? But at the same time, she knows. Number one, don't commit adultery as a man. Don't. It will reduce you to the price of a loaf of bread, according to the Bible. It's a narrow pit. You will pack coals on fire. Number 2, don't get violent with your wife. If you don't do those, if you maintain that standard, don't get violent with her, don't commit adultery, don't start exchanging words with her, you'll be a mysterious person to her. And then start producing results, fascinating results. You'll be a mystery to her. And when you are in that position in life, you have joy. You can see the joy radiating from me. I have joy. I'm enjoying the life I am living. You go to the farm. Go to the farm. How much money are you making from the farm? I say, it is not the farm. It is not the cassava. It is the impact. That place is an intellectual theater. I do intellectual gymnastics there. So I don't bother about sex. I get in extracoital intellectual orgasm on a regular basis. And then God vindicated me. He authenticated me. Recently, somebody gave me a Mercedes SUV GL 450. When I told her somebody gave me Mercedes 450 GL SUV, full function. Wow. Wow. So you want me to be struggling school fees with you? No. When I told her, don't do this thing, she insisted, don't bother me. I sent the same message to my son who lives in Germany, where they produce Mercedes. And they said, wow, that's it. Be your star. Be a hero to your family. Don't contend with them. Be an eagle in your family. Give them the best. Elevate them. I sent my children to Europe to school. I sent them to America. Send them to the United States to have the American experience. One went twice. Send the youngest one there too. Eldest one in Germany, but they know I will not depend on them for feeding. I will not contest with the mother for wealth. Never. Never. If you can live at this kingly reign in your family, you will command respect. You will command respect, and you will enjoy your life. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I don't recommend this to you. I just told you, this is my story. This is my song. This is my story. This is my song, and I'm enjoying it. Subscribe to this channel. Share this video to as many people as possible. If your wife has cornered your children and thinks to herself, rebuild your life, reconfigure your life. When I left the school and left everything, people wondered how I could take that decision. You can reach me on +234 7052136763. That's WhatsApp. Share this video. Support this channel. Support this channel. I appreciate all those who have sent gifts, including the man that sent the Mercedes 450 GL SUV, including the person shipping a wonderful gift from the United States of America, including the person who called me this morning that they were sending money to support our project. All of you that send me messages of encouragement. God bless you.